Sheena murder case, which has now entered day 7, and the police seem to be no closer to the truth. In the latest development, Indrani Mukerjea's daughter Vidhi and husband Peter Mukerjea are now in the court in Bandra. You can see those visuals. Of course, they are being tracked by all the media teams standing outside the court. The police custody of the 3 men accused, Indrani Mukerjea, Sanjeev Khanna and driver Shyam Rai, ends today. The Mumbai police is expected to seek an extension of custody to continue with their interrogation and also to take them back to Raigad for a recreation of the crime scene. Kamlesh Sutar joins us now from outside of the Bandra Court. Kamlesh, take us through what is happening in court right now. How much more time before the main accused are presented? Kamlesh, can you hear me? Well, we'll try and reconnect to Kamlesh Suta, but these are visuals of Vidhi. Remember, Indrani Mukerjea was married thrice. Now, Vidhi had been adopted by Indrani's third husband, Peter Mukerjea. So, Vidhi can be seen entering this Bandra court, but there are just too many grey areas and unanswered questions in this entire murder mystery. While Indrani's counsels have also been now levelling grave allegations, something that they are perhaps going to bring up in court to try and argue against extension of custody that the Mumbai police will seek for Indrani Mukerjea. Sources close to Peter Mukerjea have told India Today that Peter has taken a decision not to directly involve himself in Indrani's legal battles. Peter Mukerjea had earlier, though, kept a team of senior counsels on standby and was planning to proactively be part of Indrani's defense. However, with murky new details emerging on a daily basis, Peter has now decided to back off and has separated his lawyers from those of Indrani's. Sources close to Peter have told India Today that Peter Mukerjea is completely shocked with a new theory. There were repeated attempts on Mikhail's life, including the revelation that a contract killer was engaged to bump off Mikhail, who was Indrani's son. Peter remarked to a close friend that it seems I have been living with a psychopath all this while. Also joining us now is Rahul Kaval, managing editor from the newsroom. Rahul, take us through more of Peter Mukerjea's reactions. We are also being told that he is at the Bandra Court at the moment. What sort of line of arguments from Peter's side can one expect here?
From a legal perspective, Peter Mukerjea has decided to consciously distance himself from Indrani Mukerjea's case. The sense is that he'd earlier put together a team of senior counsels who were to fight this battle jointly and legally together. But now Peter Mukerjea feels that involving himself in Indrani's defense directly might not be smart, because he may at some point in time also be questioned. He has to prepare his own legal defense. So he's taking a back step, and he's now telling, through lawyers, Indrani is being told that she needs to fight her own legal battle. Now, the reason for this really is that Peter Mukerjea believes that the more he gets entangled, the tougher it becomes for him. He's in fact, from what we've been able to gather by speaking to people who Peter has been speaking to, that he apparently said, I'm completely shocked by some of the new revelations that are emerging on a daily basis. He even went to the extent of saying that he feels that for all these years he's been living with a psychopath. He also has told people that there's only one very junior counsel who was from the same firm that Peter had initially engaged. That junior counsel is currently in the court arguing on behalf of Indrani. But Indrani Mukerjea now needs to come up with her own legal team. That decision has now been taken, and Peter gradually, consciously staying away from Indrani's legal woes, making it seem as if she's a separate entity, and the fact that, for example, with some of these new revelations emerging that a contract killer was hired, all this Peter wants to stay away from.
But Rahul, even as Peter wants to distance himself from the case, now as far as the motive of this murder is concerned, several reports have indicated that Indrani Mukerjea was opposed to the idea of Sheena getting engaged to Peter's son Rahul, and at the heart of this entire issue is perhaps the Peter Mukerjea money. It's really the finances, the money, the kind of estate that he had built. How has he been reacting to all these
senior
reports?
Sources that I was speaking to, and also the investigative story that we put out over the weekend, shows that it's not as if all the money is in Peter Mukerjea's name. India Today has reliably learned that a lot of the immovable property of the Mukerjeas is in the joint name of Indrani and Peter Mukerjea. We've also learned that a lot of their media enterprise INX Media, both INX Media and INX News, were actually in Indrani's name. And the reason for this, Smita, is that Peter Mukerjea is a British passport holder, so he couldn't have had a stake in a news business himself. So a lot of the financial dealings were actually done through Indrani Mukerjea. She was a 17% stakeholder in INX News. She also was a 99% stakeholder in IM Media, which was a company that had a 51% stake in INX News. So clearly a lot of the financial holdings were actually in Indrani's name. So it is not correct to suggest that all the money was with Peter. Peter's sources close to Peter, in fact, are suggesting that the opposite, that a lot of the financial assets are actually in Indrani's name.
Okay, for now, leaving it there. Many thanks, Rahul Kaval, for having joined us with those latest details in this case, which is as murky as as it can get, and too many unanswered questions at the moment. But Vidhi and Peter Mukerjea have reached that Bandra Court, where all the 3 men accused are going to be produced any time now, where Mumbai police will seek an extension of their custody.